Wishing everyone a great day ahead full of happiness and prosperity. Thank you, Almighty, for giving us another wonderful day. Today, July 5th, Bashir Day. Vaikam Muhammad Bashir, popularly known as Bepur Sultan, was born on January 19th, 1908 in Vaikam. He is a well-known writer. His short stories and novels have a unique style of writing that is simple and humorous. However, he also has a strong sense of humor and sometimes even sarcasm that hides between the lines and elevates the reader to deeper thoughts. As a freedom fighter and humanitarian, this beloved narrator held a special place in Malayalam literature. From an early stage, he followed Gandhiji's thoughts and ideas. He worked in the freedom struggle and participated in the Salt Satyagraha and was imprisoned. Many of his works have been translated into other languages. Balyakala Sagi, Madilukal, Shabdangal are some of the famous works. His works mainly deals with love, poverty, and the harsh realities of life. He was awarded the Kendriya Sahitya Academy Fellowship in 1917 and Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship in 1981 and Padma Shri in 1982, Muttatuvarki Award in 1993 and the Vallathol Award in the same year. Bashir still lives in the minds of many people. Salutation to the great genius Bashir, who has been able to convey the values of humanity beyond the differences of religion, caste, and language to the human hearts through his spontaneous style. I welcome all of you to the 1515th session of ToTs Webinar held by Sudasa. I welcome of ToTs 32th batch member Geeta ma'am to take today's program director role. Welcome, Geeta ma'am. Please take over the session.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruby ma'am, for beginning today's day with the memories of the famous Malayalam writer Vaikam Muhammad Bashir, who is a man of pride for all Malayalis. Thank you very much. And today, I have to introduce today's speaker. He is Francis Joseph. So I was told by Francis Joseph sir that please speak very few words about me. I don't require any introduction because he belongs to the third batch of ToTs, as I understand. So he's a very senior person. So he requires no words of introduction. So all I can say is that he retired from ISRO and now he's living in Trivandrum. And originally he belongs to Thrissur district. His family consists of his wife and a daughter. So I think today is going to talk about designing your thoughts to become a good trainer. So with I have the honor of inviting Francis Joseph sir to make today's presentation. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Geeta ma'am, for a brief and nice introduction. Also, Ruby ma'am for giving good morning thoughts for this session. Now, I will start sharing the screen. Today, it is going to be an English session. I have prepared in English and I'll try to deliver in English. So, are you able to see anything?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Are able to see anything?
No, sir.
I think there is a
Yes, we can see the screen. We can see the screen, but you have to share the PPT, sir. Now we can see the screen, your screen. I mean the Zoom meeting screen. Right.
But PPT you are not able to see.
Yes,
No,
yes.
sir.
So I will just get out of this meeting and re-enter. Then it may be possible. There's a technical difficulty.
Okay, you can try like this.
Morning. Good morning.
Yeah, we could see design thinking.
Hello.
Hello?
I think PPT is not showing. Could you see the screen earlier?
We saw
Yeah.
design thinking, the first PPT.
Sir, your
Okay.
desktop screen was shown here.
Okay. Let me
Which
see.
the Zoom platform was there in the right side. Design thinking, your PPT was there.
Okay.
PPT enhance and
Okay.
screen full screen again. Yes.
How is it?
Yes. Now it is on.
Okay. Sorry for the technical glitch because of my inexperience. So this is our poster by our program. First of all, I thank all the people started this program and is supporting the program, including Sudha sir, Geeta ma'am, Midhun, and Sri Kumar, Ruby Dilshad, and many other people not shown here. All are behind the platform. First of all, I thank all of them. Now, today, as I told, this is the program Design Thinking. This is made simple such a way that even new trainers will be able to follow this and use this technique. It's actually the training session is 6 to 12 hour long program. I am only giving an awareness about the program in less than 1 hour. So I have been already introduced. So this program, I think I did this session in Malayalam on 2nd July 2020, immediately after the COVID started. I think our online platform also started at that time. So this was one of my first presentation. Of course, those who have listened to that session, they will be able to assess my presentation today and give me the feedback, how far it has improved from 4 years. During the 4 years, how far it has improved, or what are the things I have to further improve. So we will continue with this session. First, session objectives, as Sudha sir used to tell us, first you have to define the session objectives as a trainer. So these are the objectives: provide an awareness on the design thinking, especially for trainers. And at the end of the session, delegates will be able to tell clearly 5 steps of design thinking process. And this is not a full training program because of the limited time. Now, outline of the session will be like this. We'll define, what is the training process. All of you know already. You have been trained as a trainer. So you will be definitely able to tell the first question. Second thing, what is design thinking? Some of you have already some idea about this. In our platform, there were 2-3 presentations on the topic. So you will be able to answer the first and second questions. Then why design thinking? What are its benefits? How far it is required? And also, what is its background? How it has developed? And what are the principles and mindset involved in the process? Also, there are number of myths or misunderstanding. What are they? And also, what is the design thinking process? Then you will have, at the end, you will have a discussion also. Only thing is that I have to leave by 8 o'clock. So I will be there in the session up to 8. And after that, you can continue with the discussion detail. I will have to leave. So these are the references I have used. This is my own experience in various places. And also there are a number of books I have given for you to further study this about this topic, and you can become expert in this field. Now, as a trainer or a teacher, you will be able to tell, what is the training process. Can anybody give a, I have given an acronym. The first letters of the process I have written in the ADDDPIEI. I think most of you are trained in the trainers program. So can anyone tell what is the first step in the training process, which you have undergone this training? All trainers shall be able to tell. Okay, I will start. First is analyze the needs. What is the need of the training? Am I correct? What is second step? Can anybody answer? What is the second step? They define the objectives. So we have to tell what is the goal and purpose of the training. That is what I have done in the previous slide. Now you have to design the training program or design metrics, as we used to tell. That is the third step. Then you have to develop a training plan, training program plan. Then you have to go on practicing. Practicing is very, very important step. We have to practice number of times so that we make less number of mistakes. In spite of even number of practices, you may make a mistake, but that is okay. But if you do the presentation without practice, it is going to be a big problem. So that is the only way to improve you as a trainer. Then you have to implement or execute the training program. Then you have to evaluate what you have done, how was the performance, what is the feedback, and based on that you have to improve further. This is the training process that is to be followed by all trainers. I think this is very important for all of us, and some of us are already trained in this. So now what next part is, what is design thinking? Can anybody tell who has already attended my program 4 years back? It may be difficult to remember 4-year-old program, but still some of you may be remembering. Can you tell what is the?
Sir, using our creative and innovative thinking,
Yeah, right,
develop
right.
in any field to
Yes,
develop
yes.
a project. That's what
Yeah, correct. Very much correct. Now we'll continue. If there is more time, we would have interacted with more people, but we have shortage of time. We will continue. This is very correct answer. First thing, it has got a mindset. You should develop a mindset for design thinking, and you should have understand the process of design thinking before implementing. And as Sunil sir has told correctly, it is used for problem solving and it uses innovation. So innovation, creativity, problem solving all goes together. Also, it is about human-centered design. So your whole process should be tied to the human being. It can be a society, it can be an individual, it can be a group or a team. So wherever it is, a human centering is very important. Many designs, people do, they don't consider humans. Finally, people are going to use it or people are going to get benefited. If human-centered approach is not taken, finally we will bring in more misery and troubles to the people than actual benefits. So that is the essence of the design thinking process. This is one of the definitions. If you go through literature, you will get large number of definitions. Anybody is interested to be expert in this field, definitely please go through various definitions. This is the definition given by Harvard Business Review, where I have attended one of their program and I have learned this definition from them. There are other experts giving different definitions. Now, why design thinking? Why it is required? That is the next question. One advantage is that it is using simple process and methods. So it is not very complicated to learn it. But when you apply through the process, if you are not careful, you will get into complexities. So we have to be thorough with the process and the methods and techniques. Then it is very simple. Otherwise, it is going to be a big problem. It solves many social and cultural challenges, which is difficult to follow by other methods. So, for example, health sector, we know every day what all problems we are facing in Kerala and India. Health sector, education sector, what are the problems going on? We are all aware through TV news and newspaper. Some cases we feel very miserable how these things are handled. Now, food sector, we are having more and more problems we are hearing. Now, water pollution or water problems, water shortage, water surplus, everything is problem for us. Then climate change. Definitely all previous things are affected by climate change, all of us know. But if you have to solve such problems, which are difficult to solve, it is very complex, this method is very useful. And also it solves problem affecting diverse groups, different people, different type of people from different cultures, how to solve them, solve their problem. Suppose you try to solve one sector problem, it may adversely affect other groups. So we have to be very careful. Unless you take a human-centered design thinking approach, this can get into more and more problems and solve problems which data cannot solve. That is the mathematically certain problems you can solve by mathematics. All of you, many of you are teachers, how much it is science and maths are important for us, how you use it. All of us know. But there are number of problems which data or mathematics alone cannot solve. So there this technique is very useful. It solves complex and wicked problems also. In TV news, you see many wicked problems, People will not agree, first of all, what is the problem itself. Or first of all, people deny there is problem or not. They say there is no problem. When you are suffering, you tell in some forum or some agency or some government agency or anywhere tell there is a problem, first of all, they don't accept it. So then that such problems are called wicked problems. Once you understand and agree that there is a problem, it is only complex problem. You can try to solve it. And wicked problems is very difficult to solve. So this method can use all these things. This method, design thinking, can be used in such situations. It also improves quality of life, and using new technology or even old technology, your quality of life is important for us. Improving that, it will help. It also boosts entrepreneurship and business. So see, these are some of the benefits we will see about, but today we are not going into in a broad way all the applications. We are focusing how this can be used for a trainer to provide an effective training. Now, at this point, if you are having any simple questions, I can answer here before continuing. So far, what I have presented, if you have got any quick doubts or questions or comments, you can make now, one or two. You don't have long time for interaction. A short time we can spend on that. Any questions? Any doubts or clarifications needed? Shall I continue? I hope there is no.
Yeah.
Things are clear. I will continue. Now I will ask you back, because what you have presented so far, I hope you have understood thoroughly. Now, what is the training process? Can you repeat it now?
Analyze the need.
Need analysis.
Very good, very good. What is second?
Define objectives.
Okay,
Define
very good.
objectives.
Excellent, excellent.
Design
Other things?
matrix.
Okay, very good. Design the training.
Develop plan.
Develop a plan. What is next?
Practice.
Practice. Then
Implement.
and execute.
Evaluation.
Evaluation.
Implement.
Yes.
Evaluation.
And improve. Excellent. I was thinking, no sound. I thought people may be sleeping in the early morning. I'm very happy. People are very, very alert.
It's only 7 o'clock.
Okay, good. I sleep up to 7. Okay, we will continue. What is design thinking? Can you tell? Now, I think it is already told by our Sunil sir, so I will not spend time on this. And you are all very, very alert. No, don't worry. Now, what is design thinking background? I will not spend much time on this. Anything?
Process.
Hello, sir. Please, can you repeat? It was not clear.
It's a mindset and process.
Yeah, right.
Problem solving.
Yes.
Very
good. Now more people are interacting. I think people have understood. That is very, very nice to hear that. Thank you, Raju sir. Now, design thinking background I will run through, because we will not spend much time on history of the design thinking. What you have to see is that bottom what I have given. It is not a new technique. It was there right from 1950 to 1965. This method is gradually developed. Only thing, it was heard in different names, but the concept and the process was as early as 1950 onwards. Now, only thing, it was somehow not become popular. Many people were not knowing this technique and not thoroughly practiced also. Definitely experts who achieve great things, they were practicing, but it was not popular. But from 2000 onwards, year 2000 onwards, a revived interest has come, because many universities started training on this, giving sessions online as well as offline. And I was fortunate to attend some of these sessions right in the beginning of 2000. That is why today I am able to tell few things about this. So 1950-60 onwards, it was different names. It was known creativity, new design techniques, innovative problem solving, different names it has been told. And some of the earlier books are given here. One, Creative Engineering, is one of the early books in 1959, and Systematic Method for Designers, 1965. This method originally used by designers, but gradually, step by step, it started applying in different diverse fields. That has become in a recent development. That is why it has become now very popular. The potential of this technique is understood maybe from 2000 onwards. Then now lot of training programs are being done in many universities, University of Toronto, Harvard, Stanford, MIT, all famous universities give paid courses. During COVID time, they were offering free training online. So I was fortunate to attend some of them. That is why today I'm able to present this. So you can also try to attend if some free training is there, definitely good. Paid training is going to be very costly. They charge you about 1 lakh or so for a good quality training. Now we'll continue. We told about mindset and principles in design thinking. What are they? We will go through one by one. Respect for people. This is the first thing you have to. Any modern methods when apply, respect for people is very important. In today's society, this is lacking. If you read newspaper or TV channels, you see this is simply lacking. How people interact, how people talk, how people get into problem. See, the way you see, I don't know what is happening into our state and maybe what is happening in our all over world. It may be situation, I don't know. But at least in Kerala and TV news we hear, respect for people are not at all seen. You have seen recently what is happening in colleges, what is happening in the streets or anywhere. So this is because there is no, our mindset is totally changed. I don't know. It is our responsibility as teachers and trainers to bring back this culture into a good system. We should make awareness about in students and your delegates. Start from respecting people. It's very important. Otherwise, our society is going to be in a big trouble. People are going to really suffer. So human centering is required. For that, first of all, we should have respect the other people, whoever it may be there. Whether it can be senior person, it can be a junior person, or it can be any level of person. You should respect them. Then only our activities will give a result, and it will give a peace of mind and a happy life. So a collaboration is very important. These are all mindsets required for practicing design thinking. Also, you should have curiosity and imagination and creativity, as Sunil sir has told. And creativity and innovation is important mindset required. Also, you should learn how to think divergent thinking. We shall be able to think in a diverse fashion. We should not expect people, everybody to think alike. That is, I think, many times that is the mistake we do. We have got understanding, we have some knowledge, we have some ideas. Now you think, when we start thinking, that is the only way to think and only way to do, then the trouble starts. So we shall be able to think divergently in different concepts, and then the human respect and the tolerance and problem solving all will increase if you are able to have a divergent thinking mindset. Also convergent. Now you will see divergent thinking, many people are good. They will start arguing, debating, but the problem is that they will never stop this divergent thinking. They will never come back to a convergent thinking, where you come back to a solution and come to a good decision. There again there is a problem. Maybe even TV channels spoil our brain to some extent, I think, because you see any discussion in TV channels, you will see 3 or 4 or 5 people and go on discussing. They will give different ideas, different contexts, different point of view. These are all good, divergent thinking. After that, they never go into convergent thinking so that the problem is getting solved. Some of TV people leave you in a confused mind and never come back to a convergent situation. So if I said applying design thinking as a trainer or in any other field, you should have both divergent thinking and convergent thinking applied in proper logic, proper order. Then only you can use this technique. Then there are certain principles, mindful of process. We told there is a process for design thinking. Not only for design thinking, any activity you do, it is a set of processes. If you don't understand the process, And if you are careful about the process, the whole thing will be in a difficulty. Now you should have action bias. That is, you should always think about action. Don't go on talking. Sorry, I am going on talking only. Today, 1 hour, I cannot do any action. But the problem is that you should stop at time talking and doing some action. So our mindset and principle is action-oriented. Then culture of prototype. Anything you develop a new system or a new idea or new process, you should make a model or a prototype so that you can test it. So you immediately make a model and test it. Even training program it applies. As you told, you make a design matrix immediately for any training topic. Then you should make a maybe PPT or text or whatever things you require, or then you should immediately test it and find out how far it is good. Will it fail, or how many failures are there, how many things are success. Then you go on improving it so that you become successful. Then don't go on telling, but do and show what you are going to do it. These are the some of the principles used. Embrace ambiguity, uncertainty and ambiguity. Our society is full of ambiguity and uncertainty. Don't worry, but we should develop the capability to understand, and that you will be able to go through the ambiguous situation in a very amicable way. Then break the barriers. There are a number of barriers preventing our mind to do all the things told earlier. So we should try to break the barriers. That is our own thinking, how far it is right, how far it is wrong. At times you should have a review. Then only our mind will expand, and you will have a mindset required for design thinking. If you see, these are two parts to it. The individual competence for design thinking is required. Also, you should have a good organizational culture. When you are talking about an individual, at the same time, you have to talk about organization. But when you talk about an organization or a team or a group, that group culture is also important, or organization culture is also important. So you should develop not only individuals, but the organization itself in terms of design thinking mindsets and principles. Then only you will have an excellent society. Now there are a number of myths or a misunderstanding design thinking. There are a large number of misunderstandings, but I will cover only few of them. Many people think, design thinking, it is only for designers. I give proposal for training, this type of training, many organizations. First thing they tell, these are all required for designers. We don't want it. Now, some people think designer means a fashion designer. Some people think designer means, the picture designers, the poster designers. And some people think, it is the paintings. They think they are the designers. But the whole scope of designers they don't understand, and also they think it is only for designers. In fact, it is meant for every people working in every field. We'll come to that later. And some people think it is only for imaginative, creative people. We talked about curiosity, creativity, innovation. Some people think it is only for those people, think tanks. But that is not the situation. It is required for do tanks. That is, those who want to implement things. Also, this is very important. And some people wonder, you can apply this design thinking technique everywhere. Any of your project you can apply. It is not correct. Some places you cannot use it. Some places, many places you can use it. But some places, when you want an emergency situation, you want to manage a crisis situation, then you don't get into design thinking. You should apply different other techniques. This is one area you have to be very careful. Crisis management, don't use design thinking, because it takes some time required to solve it. But when you want a perfect solution, a long-standing solution, then you need design thinking. But applying that definitely takes some time. And when you want a quick result, faster result, design thinking cannot give a quick result or fast result. It takes time. This limitation we should understand. Actually, it is not a limitation. This is the way it should solve problems so that it doesn't occur again. If you want to prevent problem earlier so that it will never happen, then you should apply this. Now, some people think it is very easy. Some people think it is very difficult. Both are wrong. It is not easy unless you understand the technique and understand the process and understand various method tools connected with that. Once you understand, it is very, very easy. Now, some people think it is not for business people, it is for other people. No, many people think it is in their field. But example, now government employees, I proposed some government agencies. They told it is not applicable to us. But in fact, the whole society is suffering because government employees do not have a design thinking mindset, approach, or process. So, all the red tapeism and any problem can you get solved in government system is very difficult unless you do some wrong things. So I don't want to tell what all wrong things, but the government employees generally they are very good, but only thing their mindset and process they follow is not in tune with design thinking, so that instead of helping us they may put us more and more hurdles. So that is what is happening today. I told you who else need this method, not only designers, who else. It is required by designers, definitely, sure. The system is developed for designers, but other people definitely require, scientists require it, engineers need it, managers and leaders of organizations, they need it. Even health sector is very important factor. Some of the training I attended on this design thinking was related to health sector, hospitals and doctors. Many people use it very, very effectively, so that patients are getting better service, better quality health care. Education training, definitely there is a need. Every day what you are seeing in TV, bad things can be solved only by educators, trainers, etc. If you make more people aware on these techniques, then this situation will be counseling and mentoring. Definitely they need it. Now these are some of the sectors, dangerous sectors, the social reformers, how they are doing, cultural activists, politics, religion. Recently there was stampede, more than 100 people got killed. How they got killed? Religion, no? They are supposed to give us peace of mind, many other things, But people that more than 100 people die in a religious function or ritual, I don't know what. So these are the areas, the lack of design thinking by the people who lead into disasters, including politicians. Definitely, politicians, they are having impact on lakhs and crores of people. A political decision, a political debate, they are having impact on lakhs and crores of people. So they should have these methods. Then our life will be very, very easy, at least less miserable. So that is the importance. Business and startup cannot survive without design thinking. So all successful business people are applying design thinking. Probably they may not know the name, but they apply they have got the mindset and the process. They follow the process of design thinking. Otherwise, no business will become success. Then government employees, as we told earlier, they should also be trained. Now, at this stage, any quick questions you want to add from whatever I have presented so far? Any clarifications? Anything what I told which was not clear? I can repeat it. I hope you are all in a good. Okay.
Francis sir, can you throw some clarity on how divergent thinking can be converted into convergent thinking? So is it about finding a common ground, convergent thinking?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You are almost correct. The point is that.
Consensus. Consensus.
Okay. Consensus. That is first divergent in thinking. You bring out more and more ideas. Now, in our society now, at least in TV programs, one idea somebody says, immediately another person will be opposing that. You don't try to bring another good idea or a better idea. So if you have divergent thinking, without any problem, people will be able to bring a number of ideas. Say for example, a brainstorming session, many people do, many people do it wrongly. In ISRO, when I am working 37 years, I would have attended more than 1,000 brainstorming sessions. See, I find 70% of the sessions were failures, but 30% definitely it was successful. The thing is that you should encourage the people to bring more and more ideas. That is the divergent session. People should not become impatient. People should not get into criticism at that time. This is called a divergent thinking. This is an applying different fields, different ways, but the convergent thing, having got 100 ideas or having got 20 ideas, how you select the best one, or you cannot call best, most appropriate one, how you select, that you can, is a convergent process. Finally, you get into 2 or 3 ideas or one idea. As you told correctly, consensus, you can call consensus. It's a good word to use. So this is the way we should think and behave. Actually, design thinking in a cycle. A cycle processes consists of divergent and thinking and convergent in thinking. This repeats, cycle repeats. If it is done properly, in any situation it applies. But if you don't have this mindset of concept, if you are not trained in these two, most of the problems will not get solved properly, or problem will be solved incorrectly, because immediately you may find it is over, but after 6 months or 1 year you find the problem comes in a bigger way. It will attack us. So for that, this is very important. And these two thinking process are part of life skills. I think some of our trainers are experts in life skills. So these are the two important life skill required. I think you should even teach the students onwards. I think old generation like me, there is, I know, hope much. But children, definitely there is got a bright future. Teachers and trainers should train them in these methods, so that you will have a peaceful society after 10 years. The next 10 years, I don't have much hope in the becoming our society improvement. It takes long time to make a cultural damage. If it is done, reverting is a very, very long time, painstaking process. But as a trainers and teachers, we have got a great responsibility. Please take care of your children and our students.
Okay, got that, sir, got that. So one more thing, what is it about MVP and fail faster? So could
Okay,
you draw
okay.
bit more light?
MVP is a short form, because for minimum viable product, you see, any situation, I am not talking, in a trainer is concerned, first you will make a skeleton presentation. This is called a minimum viable product, MVP. That is the term used. This is used in engineering also, or in different fields. So if you want to make a perfect system initially, it may take long time. It may take 6 months, 1 year. By that time, it will become too late. So what the experts advise, you make a somewhat quick solution, a quick product, or a quick trainer is concerned, you make immediately a quick presentation material, either in a text form or in a PPT form. Then you test it. You yourself test it and see how you can improve it. You go on improving it by, that is first one may be a failure. You will be extremely lucky if your first presentation is success. But most likely your first trial will be a failure. Then you find out what all things went wrong, you improve it. Then the next version will be less, with less mistakes and with improved quality. So you repeat that 2-3 times, it becomes an excellent presentation or an excellent training program. As a trainers are concerned, that is the way we can put it. That is called minimum viable product. This you make such a way that you can safely fail quickly. Very quickly you can fail. Instead of you spend 1 hour in developing, 1 year in developing a training program, and you go to a big audience with 1,000 people, and if it makes a failure there, it is a disaster. After that, your future will be in problem. So what you do is make a quick viable product, then you experiment with that, test with that, then you improve it. That is the way, step by step. You face small failures, so that we avoid a big blunder or a big failure in the end.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Is MVP and prototype are similar?
Yeah, prototype is similar. Prototype, different versions can be there. Minimum viable product is the first prototype we can tell. Then after some experimentation, you can improve it. That is your second prototype. It can be third. But if you, as you get experience, your first or second prototype will become best one. But that requires some experience and practice. Initially, you may require 3-4 trials. Actually, for this presentation, I have done 10 practices, 10 minimum viable products and 10 tests I have done. After that, only today I am presenting. Even then, you can find some mistakes in my presentation. Please give your feedback during the end side so that I can take up for the next prototype and next improvement. So thank you. We will continue. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Please
Then-
continue.
Oh, this, I think here I will skip the recap. I think people have understood. I will, for saving time, I will skip these two recaps. I think people have understood very well. Our people are very alert. Thank you. Now, what is the design thinking process? Some of you may be already knowing, but still, I will go through that. This is the short form EDIPT. Can anybody tell this from this first letters of each process step?
Empathy.
Empathize. Yes, yes. We'll go through that. These are the 5 steps: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Already we have covered some of these points during this presentation already, and during discussion also some of these things we have covered. We will go step by step. What are these things in a quick way? Empathize. What you will do in the empathize stage is the first stage. You have to ask questions to understand things. Then we can interview people. These are various techniques you can use to empathize. You can listen to people.
We can know your audience.
Yeah, for a trainer is concerned, know your audience, know your sponsor, who is sponsoring you, and you know which organization you are giving. Also, the delegates. Different levels of empathizing is there. Individual is there, and a team is there. Your delegates are there. Your organization. Some organization is asking you to give a training. So you have to apply empathy to each of them. Now, this is by various techniques you can apply. Is asking questions, interviewing, listening to what they are doing, observing things, what is going on, immersing. You should get involved in the empathizing process, immerse with the process that is required. This is actually our analyze step in our traditional training process, equivalent to that. Now, as you told, observe. You told observe is very simple thing. There are a technique to do how to observe. Otherwise, you will not be able to observe. All the steps today, I will not be able to cover as a sample. How observe. You tell a simple word observe. How to observe? There are certain techniques. You should observe the activities, what they are doing, what are their actions, what all actions they do, and what are the environment in which they are operating or working. Also, what are their emotions, emotional feeling. These all things in the observation, you should capture all these things. Then only it becomes a correct observation. All interfaces or interactions, how your delegates, how they are interacting, how they are interfacing with other people, interfacing with the tools or equipments if you are introducing. Also, objects. What are the tools, objects, or equipments they are using? You should have observed all these things. And obstruction, when they in their environment, what are the obstructions coming? All these things you should understand by observation. This they may not be able to tell you. If you send an interview questionnaire, they may not be able to give you answer of all these things. So that is why, in addition to interview and asking question, observation is very important skill you have to develop. Also, users, customers, and also users, and all other things, how they do all these things. So just by observation, you can collect lot of information. Now here, creative thinking is very, very important at this stage. Now you go for define stage. Here, number of activities you have to focus very well. You should try to understand what you have observed or interview, you ask questions, you listen to them. All these things, how you have to understand properly, then learn from that understanding, then interpret in various perspectives. You have to see these things. What they are telling, it may have different perspective. They would have told in a different perspective, whether we have understood it properly. We may interpret in our own way. At the end, we should develop our own point of view or define. So based on that, we should define our objectives. Here, a lot of critical thinking is required, or a convergent thinking is required. You go on screening out many things. The process we should follow. Then we should go for ideate. Ideation is again a divergent process. You should imagine, you should be very curious, you should generate ideas, you should filter some ideas, you should choose the best combination. These are the steps you have to do. This is what you do during our design metrics formation. So when you design the training program and design metrics, these are the some of the techniques you have to apply. Here again, lot of divergent thinking is there. Also, you may be applying divergent convergent together. Some phases you will be applying divergent thinking. Another phase you may be using convergent thinking. That is the way we do it. Prototype we have already discussed. You have to build a prototype, minimum viable product first, then an improved version, then further improved version, then go on checking, take feedback, and refine and improve. As a trainer is very important. Our feedback session and discussion session is very important for us in this prototype and testing phase. Then testing. Testing is again you verify, make a proto, test it, verify it, validate it, fail fast. We told already minimum viable product, you do it, then go on improving. This is a cycle you have to follow. And I think our training session also has given some insight on the process. We are already practicing these steps. That is my experience in this platform. And practice, and implement, evaluate, and improve. These are the things what you have to do. Here in inductive and deductive thinking is involved. Now, quick questions you will skip, then we will recap. Now, can you tell the 5 steps of design thinking process? I think now you will be very thorough. Can you tell?
Yeah, empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and test.
Excellent. I think all people are very clear. Thank you. I will skip this. Now, these are the things what I have gone through this session. What is the training process? That is our basic thing which all of us know already. Then what is the design thinking? What is its definition? Simple definition. Then why it is required? What are the benefits? Then you have gone through some little bit historical background, very brief. You've gone through. Then what are the mindsets and principles required in the design thinking process? What are the design thinking myths or misunderstandings we have gone through? Also, we have gone through the last one is the design thinking process. Now it is time for our discussion. Thank you. I will hand over
Thank
to
you. Thank you, Francis, sir, for giving an excellent talk on the subject of design thinking. As you said, this is a topic which is being taught or being training given, for which you can charge even 1 lakh rupees. It is quite scientific training, and we are getting it free of cost. And I think it's a great blessing of this platform that we are able to get such training of such important topics from the point of view of a trainer. And you have told us as a trainer what all things we have to consider before going in for training. Training is not at all easy job to do. We have to today you said that you have practiced 10 times before addressing us. That itself gives us a big lesson, because you belong to third batch, ToTs third batch. You're such a senior person, and you take your training such a serious business. That itself is a lesson for us. Now I ask this is a time for feedback. So anybody raising hands? for feedback. Ansari sir, please come forward, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
PPT നോക്കായിരുന്നു PPT. Okay.
See, day before yesterday, when I took the class, there was some criticism about the language and all. So we brought a specially trained person who is, even though he is from Thrissur, is a Canadian, half Canadian, you can say, because now and then he goes there. And he has taken classes on this this same subject 2-3 times, and all the time I heard this one, his classes I heard. So I know I went for some training in this one, and at that time I was able to answer some of the questions because of France took the class, and I listened here carefully. When others kept mum, I was able to answer it. So this is one of the actually innovative, but years before it started already. So he is specialized in, and very much specialized in that one, and he's very much interested also. It's not only for some scientists, but it is suitable for each and everyone, because we should have some innovative thinking in every aspect. Even in as a trainer also, we should be innovative. Then only there will be improvement and all. So thank you, Francis sir, for coming and joining here. Actually, he wake up a little bit late only, so I think he might have woke earlier today. Okay, thank you, sir. മറ്റേ മാഡത്തിന്റെ I lost.
In the Geeta, very simple name, Geeta.
Vinita.
Geeta. Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, Geeta. Okay. Because
thank you, Ansari sir.
Because of old age, I loses. I may forget sometimes. That's why I couldn't even that Sriuma's name itself. I forget something. I remember only my wife's name because I am scared of it one. Okay, thank you. It was good. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you for your light comments today, sir. And of course, you're familiar with the speaker, today's trainer, that gives us happiness. Okay, Srikumar sir, please come forward.
Okay, thank you. വളരെ നല്ലൊരു സെഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു സാറ് മുന്നെടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് പറയണു.
ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക്.
ഓ ഓക്കെ. നമ്മുടെ സെഷനിൽ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് കമന്റ്സ് പറയുന്നവർക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പറയണമെന്നില്ല കേട്ടോ മാഡം. Okay. Let me use this opportunity.
He is making rules for his convenience, eh?
Yes. But let me use this opportunity to congratulate Francis sir, because he has been a veteran trainer and got a lot of knowledge at his disposal, and he developed this PPT, and it was well orderly displayed, and the kind of information that we get, like ideate, prototype, and test. And it's always, when I asked about one doubt, the divergent thinking and also the convergence thinking. So it's a thinking process that we need to do it creatively, and at last we have to trust upon some instincts to go for the consensus. So again, that MVP, minimum viable product, and fail faster is a concept, because at one time we have to be a new one, because we have to come up with whatever product we develop as a MVP. I am talking in the sense, so the viewpoint of a new trainer. So one has to come up with a MVP, and the next thing is that one has to fail faster to refine it. So in the viewpoint of a trainer, you outlined all this planning process in the name of thinking. So like a design thinking mindset, it's a separate lot of books on this from 1950s also. So this is a good philosophy of thinking, that one has to explore one's own creative minds faculties to analyze the needs of a situation, and also to come up with the creative ideas, and to ideate on the solutions. And also it's a big approach to problem solving. When we ideate on a solution and we create a prototype or MVP, then we test it, and then we listen to the feedbacks, and then we evaluate it and improve it and review it and adjust it and redo it again. So this entire philosophy of design thinking process is a good thing that one can, if one could cultivate it in their own thinking process, definitely over a period of time, I mean, the one should be refined to the maximum possible extent, and it's an ongoing process. So I extend my deepest appreciation to Francis sir and also to Geeta ma'am for coming up with this topic. Thank you. വളരെ നന്ദി sir, വളരെ നന്ദി. Thank you.
Thank you, Srikumar sir. I think he's a very intelligent person, because in a very small time he has learned so much about the topic design thinking, or maybe he's designing his topics every day in this ToTs platform. Thank you very much. Next, who would like to speak?
Can I?
Yes,
Can I
Manoj
give
sir,
the
please come.
Thank you, Geeta
please
madam.
come.
Yes.
Please come forward.
Yes, as a wonderful PD, as you support Francis sir very much. And Francis sir, about Francis sir, I know, because I am also, I am fortunate to say that I am also a ToTs third batch, the same classmate of Francis sir. And about Francis sir, actually his sound, he always say about sound. But I know from this platform also, in the midst of uttermost darkness, light comes gently and slowly. Likewise, your voice. About this topic also, you talk about so many things about current scenario, which we should adopt. Something we should have always respect. We should in every surrounding areas, when we take anything in our college or in our TV programs, almost so many things happened. And you always say about the divergent into convergent. I think it's all about means finite and infinite. We are also the same dilemma, because we are all, the waves of in the ocean. The wave is the ocean, and yet not the ocean. The same thing. I think the same thing we have to apply in divergent and convergent. And you really many topics you about empathize. What should we do? We adopt, and we should analyze first of all, and we should observe, ideate, and prototype. So many things you already mentioned very beautifully. And I think whenever I also discuss so many subject related to pseudo physics, isn't it, sir? Pseudoscience. What is science and what is pseudoscience? Almost all things, clarity. When we talk about these things, we will get so many clarity. That's answer very beautifully explained, very beautiful PD, and also that the style of very the topic is relevant, and your sound is also very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manoj sir. I think all the time he was talking about sound. Sound is important for a trainer, and how to be careful about your sound and how vocal we have to be. And of course, he was getting into all the details about this design thinking process. Thank you, Manoj sir. Next, who would like to speak?
Hello.
Yes.
Anthony. Ma'am, good morning.
Yes, Anthony sir, please come forward.
Good morning, all of you. I'm very happy to see that English is given one day. I think in a week, one session is there. First of all, I congratulate the people who have taken such a decision and getting it implemented. First, Geeta ma'am, you are the most suitable person to be a PD in a session where English topic is presented. Geeta ma'am, of course, I am watched that Geeta ma'am has sort of command over English and a good accent, and you are the best person to be the PD. And about Francis sir, he is an experienced person. In the initial stage, of course, he had some technical problems, but he overcame that and came out of that. And a topic about the design thinking. I couldn't understand. For the first time I come to listen about such a topic. So first I thought whether it's related to design matrix, and then the topic was something different. But it's not easy to digest, a little complicated one. I think some more examples could have been supplied, and also personal experience and examples would have made it a little better one. Moreover, interaction could have been made a little more, and the involvement of the audience, that would have been better had he tried for that. Anyway, Francis saw his language of law of words, that's commendable. And it was like a waterfall, flow of words, no pause, no indecision between words. It was going on smoothly, continuously for some time. And that was something I noticed about his speech, and about the matrix, and about presenting something. Before you present something before a big audience, you have to practice that in small stages, and if something goes wrong, that can be corrected there. And when you present the same thing in the big stage, a good version of your presentation could be presented there. This is what I could understand from the design thinking. Anyway, and also let me tell you, I could save about 1 lakh rupee in the morning, because he was telling about training where you have to pay about that much amount. But such a very valuable topic could be listened. That's the peculiarity. And I do congratulate Sir Francis. I do expect more sessions from you. And also congratulations to Geeta. Thank you. Over to the PD.
Thank you. Thank you, Anthony, sir. So you have pointed out that for people without a scientific bent of mind, it was a little tough to understand this topic of design thinking. I think personal stories and examples would have been better for people without a scientific bent of mind who believe more on words than technical jargons. Okay, thank you for pointing it out, sir. Now, next, who would like? So I think this is empathy. This is empathy for Francis Joseph, sir. Okay. Okay, who is the next person who will come forward? Biju, sir, please come forward. Biju.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am, for giving me the
Yes.
opportunity to speak here. Yeah, I'm happy to comment on Francis sir class. I am conversing from as a participant of 34th batch, and I'm happy Francis sir has done this course long before I have done. He is from the 3rd batch. So yeah, I'm indeed happy. The first thing I would like to say is the design thinking module, or the session taken by Francis sir involved, I mean, the design thinking process done by the Francis sir is most evident in all through the session. I will make it more clear. He has used an acronym ADDDI. to introduce the whole process of design thinking. It was the beginning of the session. And when the session progressed, and towards the end of the session, to understand about the design thinking, it is EDPIE. So
EDIPT.
acronym, we can easily comprehend or remember and understand this process. So that thought process is involved, and one more thing he has used is AEIOU to explain the yes, exactly. The empathize aspect of design thinking, empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and testing in the empathize aspect. Fine. Is all through the process, a lot of thinking was involved. Critical thinking was there, creative thinking, divergent thinking, inductive thinking, deductive thinking. So I'm indeed happy. I like this word thinking. All because we all are rational beings. We think. And I am indeed happy to be part of this session. Thanks a lot, Francis sir, for giving such a wonderful session. I'm indeed happy. I express my gratitude and congratulations. Again, thanks for the PD, Geeta ma'am, and all those being part of this platform. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Biju sir. I'm very happy to know that you are a keen learner. You are from the 34 batch, but you are here listening to this webinar and taking keen interest in the topic being discussed here. And you have already learned so much about becoming a good trainer. Maybe you're already a good trainer. Congratulations. Okay, let's go to the next feedback. Who would like to speak? Hello. Hello.
Hello. Sunil sir vandirunu.
Sunil
Sunil
sir.
sir.
Sunil sir, speak. Please
Okay, I thought
come on.
he's ready to speak. Okay. Thank you, Geeta madam, for inviting me. And good morning all. And today, from 5:15, we are talking English only. And Ruby madam has started instead of our morning thoughts. She has given tribute to our Vaikam Muhammad Bashir, whose death anniversary is today 30th, I think. And Francis sir, I would like to say just thank you. Because right from your T3 batch, I'm hearing so many presentations here, your sessions here. Everything is scientific, but adapted to our platform. This design thinking subject itself, I'm sure that it is a 2 days program, maybe in your original thing. He has adapted it, abridged it, and condensed it in the trainer's perspective. That is the beauty of it. Of course, for explaining design thinking, some history, some technical terms has to be used, technical jargon. And another peculiarity I have noticed with Francis sir is, he will always give the references for further reading, not at the end of the program, but beginning itself he used to tell. One screenshot if you are taking, you can have, those who are interested, you can research further. That is another beauty I noticed. With a comment, that voice, he will explain all the technical jargons in much a simpler way. And I remember about the training session on science and pseudosciences 2 or 3 times, I think. Then design thinking also you have taken. I remember I don't remember the date, but you told that 2020 July. But I think one more time you have taken it for trainers. So periodical updation and presentation will help our trainers or participants to think in the scientific level, because in the thought session is being taught in a very systematic manner with the design matrix, instructional objective, everything is taught. But if you are thinking critically, creatively, or innovatively, we can have a much more disciplined and scientific approach, which will enhance our training capabilities and presentation skills. Francis sir is an international trainer actually. He has taken so many classes outside. I still remember I am having the what do you call that? rare distinction of attending his program while I was in Chavara, and I think at that time he was in PSSC. In the Kerala State Productivity Council, he has taken one class on statistical process control, that I remember. But I was not knowing when he started session here, when we discussed each other, then only I came to know that, Francis sir, I have attended his program. So from one or two sessions I would have missed, but all the presentations here I curiously watch and observe, and the acronyms you use today is very suitable to our trainers for enhancing their skills. And the flexibility you have taken and adaptability also we can say in converting the very scientific jargons and terminologies into simpler words so that everybody can understand. Maybe for those who are hearing for the first time, there could be some difficulty in understanding. But if you are thinking further, I think each and every word he has told here is a topic. Whether it is divergent thinking, convergent thinking, or design thinking, creative thinking, critical thinking, everything. Is a scope for improvement further. Thanks a lot, Francis sir. And Geeta madam, as Anthony sir told, you are the apt person for being a PD for this with Francis sir. Your accent and fluency is so good, and your momentary comments also is very much valuing add to the program. Thank you, Geeta madam also. Thank you, Francis sir. Over to you, Geeta madam. You are muted, sir. Geeta madam, you are muted.
Thank you, Sunil
Please
Kumar
unmute.
sir, Sri Kumar sir, for giving your wonderful comments. It's nice to know that you have a very long association with Francis sir, because when I was to become the PD, I spoke to him yesterday for the first time. So he gave me the impression that he is a very ordinary person, down to mother earth person. And when I asked him what should I speak about it, he said, just speak 30 seconds about me. That shows his magnanimity. I never realized I'm talking to such a great international trainer. I didn't know. When he said he belongs to the third batch, I understood he's a quite senior person. But now only from Sunil Kumar's words, I came to understand that he's such a great trainer. And we are very fortunate today to have to be able to listen to him. Thank you, Sri Kumar sir, for sharing this information. Thank you very much. Now let's go to the next feedback.
ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ മാം.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Barsat sir.
Yes, ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിലാണ് പറയണത്. കാരണം ഇത് കേൾക്കുന്നവര് ലൈവോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആരെങ്കിലൊക്കെ യൂട്യൂബില് പിന്നെ കേൾക്കുമ്പോ അവരോർക്കും ഹലോ
Hello, yes sir. Speak.
എന്തോ എന്റെ പോയിന്നു ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്.
ഇല്ല,
കേൾക്കാം. പിക്ചർ പോയെന്നുള്ളൂ. കേൾക്കാം.
ഇത് വീഡിയോ കാണാവോ?
വീഡിയോ ഇല്ല, പക്ഷെ പറയുന്നത് വളരെ ക്ലിയറാ. കേൾക്കാം. കണ്ടിന്യൂ.
ഒരു മിനിറ്റ് നോക്കട്ടെ. ഓക്കെ, എന്താ പറ്റിയത് എനിക്ക് അറിയില്ല. അപ്പൊ ഞാനിത് പറയണത് ഇത് എന്താന്ന് ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ, ഇതിപ്പോ ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ ലെവലിലൊക്കെ ആരെങ്കിലും ലൈവ് മറ്റ് യൂട്യൂബിൽ കയറി കാണുമ്പോ ഇതെന്തോ അമേരിക്കയിലോ ലണ്ടനിലെങ്ങാണ്ടൊക്കെ നടന്ന മീറ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് ഓർക്കും. എല്ലാവരും ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തില് പറയാം. കേരളത്തില് നടന്നൊന്നും അറിയട്ടെ. ഇത് എനിക്ക് പറയാനായിട്ടുള്ളത് സാറിന്റെ PPT ആണ്. ഈ ചിലരെല്ലാരും ഒരു PPT ഉണ്ടാക്കുമ്പോ PPT ഭയങ്കര കണ്ടമാനം പോയിന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടാവും, സെന്റൻസ് തന്നെ എഴുതി വെക്കും. സാറ് ഇതിനകത്ത് ആ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് മാത്രമാണ് എഴുതിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. എല്ലാ പോയിന്റും സാറ് മിസ്സാവാണ്ടിരിക്കാനായിട്ട് എല്ലാം എഴുതിയിട്ട് ആ പോയിന്റിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് ഒന്നോ രണ്ടോ വരികളിലൂടെ സാറെല്ലാം പറഞ്ഞു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പൊ അത് കാണുന്നവർക്ക് അതിന്റെ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം മനസ്സിലാവും. അത് നന്നായിട്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ സാറിന്റെ ഇത് ആ ഒരു ലാംഗ്വേജ് സ്പീഡ് കറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടെല്ലാം പറഞ്ഞ് പോകുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വേറെ ഒരു ലാംഗ്വേജിലുള്ള ഒരു ടോപ്പിക്കാണ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ആണെന്നുള്ളതില്ല, നമ്മൾ ഡെയിലി കേൾക്കുന്ന മലയാളത്തിലെ കേൾക്കുന്ന അതേപോലെ തന്നെ നമുക്കിതും ആസ്വദിക്കാനായിട്ട് പറ്റി. വേറൊരു കാര്യം അറിഞ്ഞാല് സാറേ MVP എന്താണെന്ന് എനിക്കൊരു ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ അത് ശ്രീകുമാർ സാറ് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോ സാർ അതെ പറഞ്ഞു കൃത്യമായിട്ട്. വേറെ ഇതിനകത്ത് എനിക്കിത് സാറിങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞ് പോയപ്പോൾ ഇതൊരു ടെക്നിക്കൽ ഇത് ക്ലാസ് പോലെയായിരുന്നു തോന്നിയത്. നന്നായിട്ട്, കാരണം ഈ ഒരു പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിലേക്ക് പറ്റിയൊരു ടോപ്പിക്കായിരുന്നു അത്. സാറ് നന്നായിട്ട് അത് എടുത്തു. അത് പിന്നെ PD പറഞ്ഞത് ഇതൊരു സയന്റിഫിക് വേയില് എടുത്തുന്നായിരുന്നു. എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയത് ഇതൊരു ടെക്നിക്കൽ വേയിലാണ് സാർ അത് എടുത്തത്. എന്തായാലും നന്നായിരുന്നു, എനിക്കത് ഇഷ്ടമായി. എടുത്ത് നല്ല പിടിയുടെ നല്ലൊരു ഇത് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഞാൻ കൂടുതൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഞാൻ ഓപ്പൺ സെക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൽ സംസാരിക്കാം. താങ്ക് യു സാർ.
Thank you, Barsad. Thank you, Barsad sir, for your valuable feedback. Barsad sir പറയുന്നത് ഇതൊരു ടെക്നിക്കൽ ട്രെയിനിങ് ആയിരുന്നു. വളരെ ടെക്നിക്കൽ ടേംസ് ഒക്കെ ഉപയോഗിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള. ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ് സാർ ഒരു സയന്റിസ്റ്റ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി ഇത് വളരെ ശാസ്ത്രീയമായിട്ട് തന്നെ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്ത ആ വിഷയത്തില് സാറിന്റെ അവഗാതം നമ്മളുമായിട്ട് ഷെയർ പങ്കിടുക ചെയ്തത് ഒരു വലിയ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റിയാണ് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും കിട്ടിയെന്ന് ബർസാദ് സാർ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു ഫോർ യുവർ വെറൈറ്റി ഒബ്സർവേഷൻസ്. താങ്ക് യു. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ആരാണ് ഇനി അടുത്തത്? നമ്മുടെ സാറിന്റെ സമയം
എനിക്ക് ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട സമയമായിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ ഹോസ്റ്റ് വേറെ ആരെങ്കിലും ഇട്ടേക്കണം.
സാറിന്റെ സമയം റെസ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യണം. ഇനി ആർക്കെങ്കിലും പറയാനുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പ്ലീസ് കം ഫോർവേഡ്. 3 minutes more. 3 minutes more. ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇനി നമുക്ക് സാറിന് ഒരു റെസ്പോൺസ് ടൈം കൊടുക്കാം. ഫ്രാൻസിസ് സർ, സാറിന് മറുപടി പറയാനുള്ള സമയം.
ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു. എനിക്ക് എല്ലാ ഫീഡ്ബാക്കും കിട്ടി. എനിക്ക് ഇംപ്രൂവ്മെൻ്റ് ഏരിയ എനിക്ക് 2-4 കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആരും നേരിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞ് ഇൻഡയറക്ട്ലി ഐ ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ താങ്ക് യു ഫോർ ഓൾ ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക്. I will further improve my training. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Francis sir. So I think it is time for him to leave. It's going to be 2 minutes to 8 o'clock. And again, I have to thank sir to come to... Hello?
Lata Molbanam is telling something, I think. She's muted.
Lata Mol, she was chatting in the chat box. So, Lata Mol...
സജിത് സാറിനൊന്ന് പെട്ടെന്ന് ഒരു ചാൻസ് കൊടുക്കാം. സാർ പോണതിന് മുമ്പ്.
സജിത് sir. Please come forward, sir.
Yes, thank you for allowing me. ബർസാദ് സാറിന്റെ ചുവട് പിടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഞാനും മലയാളത്തിൽ തന്നെ പറയാം. ഇതൊരു ടെക്നിക്കൽ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് ആണോ, പിന്നെ എന്തായാലും ഹ്യൂമൻ സെന്റേഡ് അപ്രോച്ചിലുള്ള ഒരു സെഷൻ തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ ഹാർവാർഡ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിലൊക്കെ വലിയ പഠനങ്ങൾ നടത്തുന്ന ഒരു വലിയ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് ആണ്. സാർ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്റെ ഹിസ്റ്ററിയിൽ 56 മുതലുണ്ട്. ഒരുപാട് പുസ്തകങ്ങൾ ഇത് സംബന്ധിച്ചുണ്ട്. പല പ്രോഡക്റ്റുകളും, ഇന്നോവേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പല പ്രോഡക്റ്റുകളും അത് ഉണ്ടാക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും ഈ 4 പ്രോസസ്സുകളിലൂടെ കടന്നു പോയിട്ടാണ് ഇപ്പൊ എംപതൈസ്, ഡിഫൈൻ, പ്രോട്ടോടൈപ്പ്, ഐഡിയേറ്റ്, ഇങ്ങനെ ഓരോ പ്രോസസ്സും ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് ഈ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. ഒരു പ്രോഡക്റ്റിനകത്ത് എന്ത് ഇമ്പാക്ട് ഉണ്ടാവും, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ച മുഴുവൻ ഫലങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്നൊക്കെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ എടുക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് അതിന് പുറമെ അതിന്റെ സർവീസുകൾ. ഒരു ഉദാഹരണം പറയണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളിപ്പോ പഞ്ചായത്തുകളിൽ പോയിട്ട് ജനന മരണത്തിനകത്ത് പിന്നെ എന്നാണ് ഉണ്ടായെന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് പണ്ടത്തെ വലിയ പ്രോസസ്സായിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പോ ഈ വയനാട്ടിലൊക്കെ പിന്നെ കുട്ടികൾ ജനിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവരെ സ്കൂളിൽ ചേർക്കുന്ന ദിവസം അവരുടെ ജനന സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അപ്പൊ അത് അന്നൊക്കെ പിന്നെ കോഴിക്കോട് വന്നിട്ട് കോഴിക്കോട് നിന്ന് ഒരു ദിവസം മുഴുവനും കാത്തിരുന്നിട്ടാണ് ഈ പഴയ റെക്കോർഡുകളൊക്കെ എടുത്തു വരുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ അതിന് ഒരു സിസ്റ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിന്നെ ഈ ഒരു ജനന മരണത്തിനും ഒരു സിസ്റ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അത് സർവീസാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഒരു പ്രോഡക്റ്റിനും സർവീസിനും ഒക്കെ പ്രയോജനപ്പെടുന്ന രൂപത്തിൽ ഒരു സയൻസ്, അത് സൂഡോ സയൻസ് എന്നുള്ളതല്ല, അതൊരു സിസ്റ്റമാറ്റിക് വേ ഓഫ് സ്റ്റഡി. അത് നമുക്ക് ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിനകത്ത് ഉപയോഗപ്പെടുത്താം എന്നുള്ള രൂപത്തിൽ ഫ്രാൻസിസ് സാറ് വളരെ നന്നായിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു. അതിനൊരു ബിഗ് സല്യൂട്ട്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് തോന്നിയ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഇതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ആ സ്ലൈഡുകൾ കുറച്ചുകൂടി റീഡബിൾ ആയിരുന്നെങ്കിലും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ കുറച്ചുകൂടി സ്പീഡ് കുറച്ചിരുന്നെങ്കിലും ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒപ്പം എത്താനായിട്ട് ഇത്തിരി ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടി. അപ്പൊ ഈ രണ്ട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ കൂടി എടുത്തിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കുറച്ചുകൂടി ഇതാകുമായിരുന്നു. എന്തായാലും ഒരു പുതിയ സബ്ജക്ട് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന സാറിന് ഒരു ബിഗ് സല്യൂട്ട് ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി നൽകുന്നു. അതേപോലെ നന്നായി കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്ത ഗീതാ സരസ് മാഡത്തിന് നന്ദി. താങ്ക് യു. ഓവർ ടു PD.
Thank you, Sajid sir. Thank you for your valuable evaluation from a layman's point of view. Sir, Francis sir, have you left?
Sir, muted. Please unmute,
Okay,
sir.
now we can. Hello?
Okay, I am leaving now. You can